Welcome back, everybody. Today I am here, and I know I look a little different. Today I decided to cut my beard off, and that's pretty big to me. My whole life I've always wanted to grow out a full beard, and here I am with the sides gone. I feel like my beard has been like an identity for me. Uh, I still want to grow my beard fully, because I told myself once my beard fully grows, I get like a dad beard, I'm gonna go bald, and I'm still gonna do that. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but we're gonna do that. But right now, I've decided that I wanted to take a different look, a different change for me, and that is me cutting off something that I've been working for a little bit. I haven't seen what I look like in a while. Um, I I keep looking at myself in this camera. I haven't seen myself with no facial hair since high school, and it's kind of different for me right now. So, I want to talk about change for a little bit. Change happens in our life. If you think about it in a spiritual way, God put us on this earth to grow and develop, to change, not to be stagnant, not to live a life where there isn't any growth in your life. I feel like our whole purpose in this life is to grow, but also grow for yourself, but grow for others. And grow for yourself is in developing a better version of you, not like a ego way where you just are selfish and working towards something that's just for yourself, a way and where you're willing to grow for others and for God Himself. Um, Change has been everywhere in my life. Honestly, I wouldn't be here today if I didn't make a decision to move from the place I was living, which is Natchitoches, Louisiana. I've been out here for almost 5 to 6 years. I moved out here to Texas, and it's been a blessing. I've seen a lot of growth within myself. I'm developing into a man. I'm developing into a version of myself that I didn't know existed, but I exist. I am the output from the input that I put in from the time that from the time that I've been out here. And I'm happy with the growth. I went from being like in a shell, being to myself, quiet, introverted, to still being an introvert, but also getting out there more, exploring, learning, developing, growing, and I love it. I really do. I love it a lot. Um, Change is important. I know I made a video a couple days ago talking about a challenge. Change is also the process of a challenge. You have to, bro, these bugs, I'm sorry. You have to be willing to change, because you never know the outcome of what happens when you change. Even just the small things. From me getting up earlier, from recording these sit down talks, I've been changing. A lot of people have seen me change. I was in a Discord call with some friends from back home, and one of my friends told me that he's seen me change a lot from the person I was before I moved out here to who I am now. And that's true. If you knew me before I moved out here to Texas, you wouldn't believe the person I am today. But that started with change. That started with looking at my life and being like, man, I want something different in life. I want to change. I want to plan and figure out what's next for me. Now, as I sit here, as of today, 8/17/2026, I don't know what's next for me. I'm scared. Um, I really don't know what's next for me. My life has changed this year a lot. Um, Last year, I was competing. I was back on my streaming. Got a girlfriend, who I'm no longer with anymore. And my life is different now. I don't even really have that urge to compete anymore. My life has completely changed. And now I'm having to figure out what's next for me. But that change has been helpful. I've been baptized again. Bro, these bugs. I've been baptized again. I have been working on so much content. I've been getting out of my comfort zone. I cut my beard. Like, there's so many things. I've traveled a little bit. There's a lot that has happened in my life from the beginning of this year to now, and I'm happy with it. Even though sometimes I feel like I am not doing enough or I haven't done enough, I have done a lot. More than I think. I have seen a lot. It's crazy when you sit down and you really notice what's going on in your life and you look back at everything that you've done. Because sometimes in a moment you sit there and you're like, man, I'm not doing nothing. But them days, them weeks, them months, they add up, and you'll be surprised how much you do. You'll be surprised how much happens in your life. I like change. I watched The Backrooms. Clark is the main character in there, him and the therapist, and there was this scene where he was in the back rooms and he was talking to the therapist, and he told her that he likes it here because the world around him is changing, but he doesn't have to change himself. And I feel like that's a problem. That's the problem with a lot of people. You want change from the world, but you don't want to change within yourself. And the biggest step to moving forward and moving to the next part in your life is changing within yourself. That change develops you into someone. I know I do a series called Who Are You and Why Are You You? And I want to do my own little project on that, but some days I do ask myself, who am I? And some days I have an answer, other days I don't, but it comes and goes. I feel like there's so many things I can talk about with change. I have seen a lot of change this year in which I kind of hate that I've been through the things in my life a little bit, but you wouldn't know where things would lead you if something never affected you. Things are going to affect you, and it's either you change or you let it change you. And most of the time you do not want your environment to change you. Because like I was saying earlier with the Clark thing, his world around him was changing, and he was okay with being himself because he didn't have to change. But if you never challenge or change yourself, what improvement or what do you work towards next in life if you don't want to change yourself? Is it easy? Is it comfortable? Is it fun? No. But you'll be surprised where some of these roads will lead you. I like to think about change as when you make certain decisions or certain things affect you. And I like to look at it as in like a multiversal thing. I kind of hate how some things go about with time, but I love how my mind is when it comes to decisions that we make. Think about it like this. In life, let's say this is your life, and let's say it's planning out a thing where you have to make a decision. There are so many other things around it that will play out and tell you, well, you don't know, but just imagine it, that there's so many things outside of that one thing by the decisions that you make or the choices you make that will lead you to another road. And I like that idea, but I also hate that in this life, when you make a certain decision, once you make that decision, you start that next video, or you start that choice changes the directory of your life. Because regret is one thing I used to have. I don't have it anymore like I used to. Because people would ask like, oh, if you could go back in time, would you change anything? Nah, I'm happy where I am. I'm happy with the decisions I made. Now, is there some things I would like to avoid? Yes, but I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be making this today if change didn't happen to me, if certain decisions that I've made or certain things that the world has laid out to me, I wouldn't be here if it didn't happen to me. Life has its ups and downs, but like I said again, it's up to you if you want to change whenever life affects you. I sometimes have those, do you ever have those days where y'all sit there and y'all like, man, this needs to change and nothing changes? How do you expect for your life to develop into the life you want if you don't make that change? And people think change has to be a big, no, it can be small. Small decisions add up. Big decisions really change the directory of your life, but small changes will for sure add up. And I can't focus, bro. These freaking bugs. I'm sorry, y'all. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm not finna let these bugs change me and make me move from this spot, cause I missed the other spot. I ain't gonna lie, but them people's too loud and laughing and giggling, and I need the video to be nice and quiet. But yeah, I feel like I'm about to just ramble. I lost my train of thought. Those people messed me up, and these bugs are messing me up. But yeah, I just wanted to come in here and talk about change. I cut my beard, and it made me want to come and sit down and talk about change a little bit. But yeah, I hope y'all like the new look. Your boy looks a bit younger. I like it. It's cool. But yeah, other than that, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Peace, love, positivity, y'all 2026, like I always tell y'all, and I will see y'all when I see y'all. Peace.